Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, February 25th, and pretty busy pattern coming up here over the next 5 to 7 days. Again, our big windstorm will be pulling off to the northeast, but it's going to take a while for these winds to diminish, but eventually they will. But it'll be very windy today. And again, we're looking at a system that could bring several inches of snow late Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then perhaps a major winter storm could be affecting the area by the weekend, followed by some very bitterly cold Arctic air. So winter is here to stay for quite some time, but we do see an overall flip in this pattern to some much warmer than normal temperatures, but that doesn't come until probably around the 12th to the 15th of March right now. But until then, full-blown winter will be in effect. You can see out there this morning temperatures mainly in the teens, low teens as you get off to the northwestern portions of the MAC area. You can see up in the shade of blue, that's where the blizzard warning still continues this morning. The warm spot down at Jasper at 19.5. And taking a look at some of the wind gusts so far from this storm, you can see Tupperville leading the way over in Ontario, 63 miles an hour. Henderson, 62 miles an hour, and a number of stations at 50 miles per hour or greater. Some of these other stations are located either in the valley or in the city. Not the most ideal location for accurate wind speeds. But again, very windy across the entire area yesterday. The most I seen was about 60,000 people without power this morning. 49,000 were still without power. And again, some of those might be for quite some time. You can see the winds are still pretty gusty, up to 48 or 45 miles an hour gusts. Brown City had 51 mile an hour gusts just after midnight, around 1:45. And again, so very windy conditions here today, and it'll continue right on through this afternoon with winds 20 to 30 with gusts over 40. On the satellite view, you can see our big storm churning away off to the north of the Great Lakes. Again, that'll pull off to the northeast. And what we're seeing here is a lot of moisture coming in off the Pacific. Initially, with this cold air in place, that moisture eventually is going to overrun. Can't rule out a light snow shower here tonight, but again, most of it will wait till the bulk of the moisture begins to move to the east. Again, this won't be a heavy snow, but it'll be a very persistent snow. And again, about 3 to 6 inches is what I'm thinking may fall, especially across the central areas from around the Lansing area off to the north. A little bit warmer air may mix some of that precipitation as you get into far southern lower Michigan. So south of I-96, maybe 1 to 2, 1 to 3 inches. We'll keep an eye on that as things could change. As far as the radar this morning, you can see the lake effect snow bands coming in off the Great Lakes. Again, those will eventually diminish a little bit later on today, but plenty of snow showers out there this morning. You can see some of that moisture probably not reaching the ground here once it moves in, but again, that moisture starting to stream in from the plains, so our break in the weather will be pretty short-lived. And if we look on the weather map this morning, you can see high pressure is now in control. That low pressure system pulling well off to the north and east. And again, low pressure and plenty of moisture gathering off to the west. That'll eventually move in here tomorrow. And then this should not be Saturday. This should actually be tomorrow. And then finally, as we move into Wednesday, you can see a low pressure system bringing that snow, maybe a little bit of a mix in the far southern part of the state. But again, mainly a snow pattern for much of the area. Again, with at least several inches of snow falling. And then if we skip ahead to Saturday, we expect a pretty strong low pressure system that'll start out on Friday, clear down in Arkansas, and it's going to pick up a lot of moisture and move off to the northeast. And we'll have a lot of Gulf moisture flowing in. We even got Atlantic moisture flowing in from the east to the west. And again, this puts Michigan in a prime spot, I think, for some very significant winter weather. And we're going to have to really keep an eye on this. Yesterday's in-house models put down about 1 to 2 inches of liquid equivalent moisture, or about a foot to a foot and a half of snow. So again, this morning it has about 3 or 4 inches, and I expect that to kind of flip-flop here in the next couple of days. But again, this is a storm to watch here as we get into Friday night into Saturday, and that big Arctic high to the north is going to really help to intensify this. So this will be another very windy storm as it looks too. So we could have, once again, some areas here in the Great Lakes seeing blizzard conditions here by the weekend. And if we look at quantitative precipitation amounts over the next 7 days, this is actually bumped up a little bit as far as the amounts here over the last run. And we'll see what some of the future models. Again, I think this will be a pretty significant storm for much of the Great Lakes. And again, right now, mid-Michigan, we're right in a bullseye of some of the heavier precipitation. And this also includes that storm here for tomorrow night into Wednesday that'll bring us our snow. And as far as how much snow on the WPC, again, about 3 or 2 to 5 inches of snow. Again, a little less as you get down the southern part of the state, maybe some mix there. And if we look at the next model, this would be from the GFS. Again, very similar, and it also has great agreement now with the European. The European didn't show this snow until about a day and a half ago, but the GFS, we've seen this, and the MAC in-house computer, we've had this forecasted snows between 2 and 6 inches of snow now for almost 8 days. So it's done a really good job of picking up on this system. And if we look at the in-house computer here, you can see our system comes in for Tuesday night, probably between 8 and midnight, snows into much of the day on Wednesday. Right now we're thinking about 1 to 3 inches very late Tuesday night with an additional 2 to 3 inches. So about 2 to 5, 3 to 6 inches, something like that across much of the area. And then again, we're going to watch this big storm that moves in here for late in the week into the weekend. And that one definitely is going to be one we're going to watch. You can see temperatures for highs, again, pretty chilly here the next couple of days, only in the upper teens to low 20s, and we'll warm up close to 30 here for midweek, and then we'll watch temperatures warm up, but then rapidly drop. This high of 30 on Saturday will be early in the day, and we'll see temperatures fall all day long. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great work week, and 73s to all.